Alright, you guys, today we're diving into the life of someone who's lived a totally hidden, quiet life, and she turned the world upside down with her impact. She's been called the greatest saint of modern times, the little flower, and the master of something she's called the little way. We're talking about Saint Thérèse of Lisieux, and her story, it's nothing like you expect. Picture this, in 1873, in a small town of Ilson, France, a little girl was born to two devout Catholic parents, Louis and Zélie Martin. And right from the start, this family is special. I mean, both her parents are saints. Saints, can you imagine the kind of spiritual life she was born into? But here's the thing, little Therese's life was far from easy. By the time she was 4, tragedy hit her heart. Her mother, Zélie, died of cancer, and Therese, she was crushed. Just imagine this, a little girl, 4 years old, losing her mom. This was a wound that stayed with her. And this is where things get interesting. This loss created in Therese a need for love, a need for God, something really big to fill that emptiness. And her faith, it wasn't just strong, it was fierce. She felt God calling her in a way that no one, especially anyone of her age, would ever expect. So she decides that she's going to enter the convent, the Carmelite convent in Lisieux. But there's just one little problem. She's too young. Everyone tells her that she's too small, she's too young, she's too weak, and that she should wait a few more years. But Therese, she's not having it. This girl has a mission. Now, Therese had a remarkable determination for someone her age. She didn't take no for an answer. Not only did she plead with her local bishop, she even traveled all the way to Rome on a pilgrimage, and during an audience with the Pope, she asked for his permission to enter the convent early. Just imagine, a shy young girl standing in front of the Pope, courageously making her request. This girl was fearless, and guess what? She got her wish. Therese entered the convent at just 15 years old. And then what happens next is not what you expect. Because you think that this is the start of an epic, outwardly amazing journey, but in reality, Therese lived a life that was almost invisible. The routines were strict, the days were filled with silence, prayer, and small acts of service. For Therese, each little task became a way to love God more deeply. This became what she called her little way, a task of childlike simplicity, of doing ordinary things with extraordinary love. And then she developed something she called her little way. Basically, she believed that you don't need to do anything big to be holy. No dramatic miracles, no big sacrifices. Instead, she did little things, tiny little things like smiling when she was frustrated, forgiving people, and also enduring people who were rude to her. All this for the love of God. She saw herself as a little flower in God's garden, small and hidden, but so deeply loved. Her whole life was about trust and simplicity. One sister at a convent often irritated Therese, but instead of avoiding her, Therese went out of her way to show her love, seeing this as a chance to grow in charity. She once said, "What matters in life is not great deeds, but great love." Therese was only 23 years old when she began to feel the first signs of the illness that would end her life, tuberculosis. She wrote in her journal, "I feel that I'm about to enter into rest, but I also feel that my mission is about to begin. I want to spend my heaven doing good on earth." She accepted her short life with grace, trusting that God's plan for her was greater than her own dreams of living a long life in the convent. And miracles began to follow her passing. One of the miracles attributed to her intercession involved the young seminarian Charles N., who had tuberculosis. He prayed to Therese, and one night, after a vision of her, he was healed. Another miracle involved Sister Louise of Saint Germain, who suffered from ulcers. After a novena to Saint Therese, her wounds healed completely. These miracles were instrumental in Therese's canonization. She was declared a saint by Pope Pius XI on May 17, 1925, just 28 years after her death, a remarkable timeline in the church. And though she spent her life within the convent walls, she was named Patroness of Missions, symbolizing her desire to bring souls to God. Today, Saint Therese is also the patron saint of florists and often invoked as a saint who intercedes for those in need. And you know what's amazing? To this day, people have reported receiving roses, graces, and even miracles after praying for intercession. It is as if she's reminding us that she's still with us, still helping us to draw closer to God. Saint Therese's story reminds us that you don't have to be big, bold figure to be holy. Sometimes it's about trusting God in the smallest things and letting love be your guide. So next time you feel small, think about the little flower. And remember, sometimes God does his biggest work in the smallest thing. Saint Therese taught us that even the smallest, simplest life can be filled with meaning when it's lived with love. Her little way shows us that holiness is possible for everyone in whatever life we're living right now. Thank you for joining me in exploring the life of this incredible saint. If her story or her little way has touched your life, share it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join me next time on Faith Explorations. Until next time, remember, my vocation is love. Bye-bye.